Rose? Where are you guys? I don't see you outside anywhere. Did you park the car somewhere else?
Jenny, I was just wondering about you. Where have you run off to this time,
Run off to? I didn't go anywhere. I was just in the bathroom while we were at the gas station. I don't see the car anywhere, and I've been looking all over for you. Did you leave without me?
I guess we must have, yeah. We're at the rest stop now, the one with the diner by the lake.
The diner by the lake? Wait, you mean that rest? All the way down the interstate? You're kidding me, right? That's like dozens of miles away from here. What are we going to do? It'll take forever for you to come back for me.
And you're still at the gas station, huh? Well now, how did that happen?
I mean, I guess you somehow took off while I was still in the bathroom? I'm just impressed you guys actually forgot me. And since neither you nor Isaac are picking up the phone or reading my messages, I've just been sort of stranded here.
That's odd. I could have sworn you were in the back seat with Isaac. I guess you're right. I must have accidentally left you behind.
You seriously really just didn't notice I was there? Are you sure something else didn't happen? I mean, I don't want to be rude, but this isn't exactly like Kevin McAllister's mom forgetting him or something. There's only 5 of us, myself included, and we're not exactly driving a city bus. Wouldn't you have noticed right away if any of us were missing?
Hey, I was pretty preoccupied with the trip home, you know. You know how that is. Don't you ever get in the zone behind the wheel and forget something important? Besides, everyone else is taking a nap in the back, and I thought you were too. I figured we were all tired from being on the road since the crack of dawn, so I might as well just get a move on as soon as possible. I'm sure you can understand.
Sure, that makes sense. What should I do, though? It's not exactly like I can get a taxi or a ride out from here to there. I hate to ask, but could you please come and get me the next time you get a chance to turn around?
Gee, I'd love to, but considering how long it would take to come back for you, it'd be ages before we actually made it home. Besides, I don't even know if I have enough for the toll booze.
I mean, yeah, time will be a problem no matter what, but I promise you money is no issue. The car's got a card hooked up to it that just charges my credit card, so you can pass through the booth without even having to talk to anyone.
You know me, though. I'm horrible with directions. I know how to get home, but other than that, I'm as blind as a bat.
I guess, but there's a GPS system built in. You just need to put the name of the gas station into it, and it'll tell you where to go, no problem.
That's easy for you to say. I'm no good with this newfangled technology. We just had maps and people telling us instructions when I was growing up.
All right. I mean, if it seems like too daunting of a task for you, I think it might make sense for you to wake Isaac up and ask him to take over driving. I doubt he wants to leave his wife behind at the gas station either. I'm sure if he was awake and reading his messages, he'd feel the same.
Are you telling me to wake up my exhausted son and put him behind the wheel? Nonsense. He deserves a break from your incessant whining anyway. That's why I silenced his phone in the first place. I'm not going to put him through such an inconvenience at this point, and asking for more from him is just downright insensitive.
I agree it's inconvenient to wake him, but leaving me stuck at a gas station hours from home is already pretty inconvenient, I'd say. The ship has already sailed on avoiding any kind of trouble at this point, so shouldn't we just change course now to avoid making things worse?
I'm sorry, but I need to put my family first, Jenny. I hope you can understand this is just the sort of thing a mother has to do.
Am I not family at this point? I married your son. I bore the 2 grandchildren you cherish with your whole heart. What more do you want from me?
I appreciate that, I really do, but at the end of the day, you're a stranger to me. Nothing more, nothing less. Grandchildren or no, you will never be part of this family. A mysterious woman who lives off my son's hard-earned money and frankly doesn't contribute enough to justify it. Frankly, I don't think I owe you anything, and I'm not interested in pretending otherwise.
So, that's how you feel about me, huh? I have to be honest, the more you go on and on, the less likely the story about you accidentally leaving the gas station without me is sounding. If I had to guess, I'd say you might have waited for the kids and Isaac to fall asleep so you could ditch me on purpose.
Is that so? Well, you got me. I've been looking for a way to uproot the weeds growing in my family's garden for quite some time now. I knew I wouldn't be able to keep any charades for too long, but for as clever you are, even you need to be put in your place and told when you don't belong.
At least you're finally being honest with me. I can't say I've ever sensed any hostility from you before. Can you fill me in on what exactly I did wrong? If you talk to me, we could have a civilized discussion instead of whatever your master plan is here.
Civilized? Oh, please, there's simply nothing civil about you. Do you think I was born yesterday or something? I know exactly what you get up to, Missy.
I feel like I'm missing some key information here.
Don't try to hide behind your veneer of intelligence. I know you haven't been doing a single thing around the house. Not the dishes, not a single load of laundry, not even caring to sweep or vacuum the place. You've burdened my son with all these things he simply shouldn't be worried about. And as a wife and a mother, you should be ashamed of yourself.
And you heard this from Isaac, I take it?
Of course. He told me he was doing all the housework, and I was simply appalled. He even told me he has to go pick up the kids from school every day. Honestly, how lazy can you get?
Is that all he told you?
What more could he possibly need to tell me? The man works tirelessly all day to support the family financially, and then he has to come home and keep the house in order, too. That's just plain old sadistic, if you ask me. My son is a saint, and he deserves better than a rotten wife like you.
I had no idea this was your impression of me, nor that Isaac would go out of his way to paint me in such a light.
Sounds to me like you thought you could get away with your nasty, nefarious behavior, but now I've got you in hot water. I'm sure you don't have the good sense to talk to your parents regularly, but Isaac tells me everything. There's no use hiding it from me.
If you don't like me, that's one thing, but isn't leaving me stranded a little, extreme? What are you even trying to accomplish here, other than ruin my day?
True, this wasn't the most permanent way of stopping you from plaguing my son, but it taught you a valuable lesson that I hope you'll internalize soon. Anything that isn't needed around here is getting left behind, people included.
I assume you want me to just give up on the idea of you ever coming back for me, in that case?
Smart as a whip, I see. Took you long enough, but still glad you're finally taking a hint. My grandchildren deserve to be emancipated from the nasty woman they have to call their mother.
I see. So that's how it is. I guess I'll just have to find my own way out of here.
I know actually trying to work hard is a foreign concept for you, but I'm sure you'll manage. Maybe you can use your wiles to get some dope of a guy to drive you home.
Still, don't you think this is all going to blow up in your face when Isaac and the kids wake up and start asking about me? I mean, what are you going to do? Brainwash them in their sleep? Actually, I don't want to give you any ideas.
I have no need for anything of the sort. I'm simply doing what's right, and when my family wakes up, they will be relieved to know I've dealt with the miasma of suffering clouding their lives thus far. In fact, I have to say, it'd be best if you simply never came home at all, for their sake.
I imagined you'd say something like that. You're really serious about trying to get rid of me, huh?
I'm really serious about my son's happiness, and I won't let you stand in the way of that. I can't wait to see the look on his face when I tell him I've taken care of things. As for you, why don't you just find a new life for yourself by the gas pumps, Honey, I'm home. Well, Jenny, how about yourself? Have you started working the register there? Or are you trying to hitch a ride home still?
I got my dad to come pick me up and take me back to my parents' place. I figured it would be best if I didn't try to come home tonight. It'll probably only make things worse between us. You don't have to worry about seeing me tonight, I promise.
Your parents, huh? That's disappointing. Here I was hoping you were gonna be stranded there all night, at least. Still, I can rest easy knowing how humiliating it must have been to ask your father to pick you up like you were some unruly teenager. Besides, they don't exactly live close by, and at this hour, my, the money for gas and time spent in traffic must have really added up. Have you no shame? Honestly, I thought you would have learned to live with the consequences of your actions, yet still you find ways to burden others with your mere existence.
I'm not super happy about it, but what else was I supposed to do? You didn't exactly leave me with a lot of options here. If you want to blame anyone or make anyone feel ashamed for the grievance you've caused me or my family, you should blame yourself, Rose.
Oh, please, if you really wanted to save anyone some trouble, you could have just walked until you could hail a cab.
Walk? Alongside the highway? That's ludicrous, both in terms of danger and distance, and you know it.
So, do you honestly think I care about your well-being? After all you've put my darling son and his children through, you wretch? You act like I'm not sitting here waiting for you to get hit by a car. That's the sort of thing that would really take you out of the picture.
How can you say that sort of thing? Even to someone you don't like. That's beyond rude. Insulting. Humiliating. That's just downright barbaric.
Oh, please. I'm sure Isaac has been praying for something far worse to happen to you after the kind of low-class wife you've been to him. My suspicions about his underlying hatred of you are only being confirmed as I take a little tour of his house of yours. I mean, this place is filled with all sorts of gadgets and opulent nonsense. Just look at the size of your TV. Let me guess, you paid for all of this extravagance with my son's money, too, didn't you?
So, leaving me stranded wasn't enough. Now you're ransacking my abode? The barbaric stuff is just getting more and more apt by the minute.
Well, if I'm going to live here, it stands to reason I should at least give the place a once-over, no matter how revolted I am.
If you're going to... I'm sorry, is there something wrong with you? Like, genuinely. Like ditching me on the side of the road and telling me to get hit by a car? That's one thing, and something I can guess I can understand if you've decided on hating me. But at this point, the logic is either non-existent or downright perverse. Do you honestly think my family isn't going to notice I'm not home with them? And I can't believe I'm saying this. If you're about to tell me you're going to plan to dress up like me and become your son's wife, I'm going to be sick. I swear to God, I will call the cops or an exorcist. Maybe both.
Oh, you're good for a laugh. I can give you that much. Too bad you're not making money as a stand-up. Then maybe I'd go a little easier on you. Truth is, the kids and Isaac were half asleep once we pulled into the garage. I told them we went out to the grocery store and they bought it, and he carried them inside so they could all keep napping together.
Congratulations! You bought yourself some time. Now what's the next step of your master plan? Do you expect them to sleep forever? Put them in cryostasis? They're people, Rose. They're your own flesh and blood, which you claim to always put first. Despite the fact that you're continually pulling the wool over their eyes.
Trust me, they'll come to consciousness and their senses soon enough, and they'll see how good they have it with me and without you.
You're not taking the whole impersonating me idea seriously, are you?
Why would I want to impersonate a good-for-nothing she-scoundrel like yourself, huh? If you want to talk about being taken seriously, you should have heard what your own husband said about you behind your back.
And what would that be?
I'll have you know that Isaac called you a vampire, a blood-sucking creature who steals away his money and his will to live. He told me in confidence that marrying you was the single biggest mistake of his life, and he would take it all back if he could, even if it meant not having the children. He'd choose losing the children if it meant he could lose you, Jenny.
He'd really go so far to say something like that?
Of course he would. I'm his mother, and he'd never lie to me. Not that you'd know anything about that. I doubt the kids would trust you even when they're your age. Still, if you don't want to take my word for it, why not ask him yourself, unless that is you too scared to hear the truth from his mouth.
Of course I'm going to ask him if he really meant it.
He's been so resilient in the face of such hardship. That's my son for you. He can't go on any longer, though, and that's why I've come to save him from you.
I don't know. Something tells me you'd make any excuse to insert yourself as the hero of this story, with me as some kind of tempting villainess. Do you honestly expect me to believe you care about him or the kids when I see how feverishly intent you are on making me suffer in these cruel and unusual ways?
Hold your tongue, you vile woman. You truly are insidious, you know that? To think my son has lived with someone of your temperament for 5 years. Even the most lowly women would have the common decency to accept this is what's best for their men and children by this point, and yet you still put up a fight. I'm beginning to suspect you're not even human at all.
Can I be honest with you, Rose? I don't buy any of this, not for 1 second. I don't believe for a single second that my husband, the man I have loved every day we've been together, would say the kinds of things you claim. At the very least, I don't think he'd unload all of this onto you without ever once showing me a glimpse of remorse for marrying me or for us having children.
As usual, you're taking his immense gentle heart for granted. Of course, he's far too sweet of a man to ever say something so biting to your face. Of course, you seem incapable of appreciating his hard work and dedication in the first place, no matter how much work you leave him to do.
You do realize I don't make him do the housework, right? Not that I want you finding out the things we get up to in our personal time, but I don't exactly whip him when he doesn't do the dishes. He cleans things and takes care of the house of his own volition, of his own interest, because he's a caring, good guy, like you said.
I'm sure that's easy pill to swallow, feeding yourself this garbage about his interests while you leave a dirty mess of a home for him to toil over. He's been telling me this whole time about how much deep aching pain he's in from having to do that sort of thing day in and day out.
It's a broom and dustpan, Rose, not a jackhammer. Anyways, I'd really appreciate it if you stopped putting words in your son's mouth. It's getting a little old at this point.
What's getting old is hearing your vain, empty attempts to avoid taking accountability for your own wretched behavior. This is why I was opposed to you two being married. I knew you weren't the right one for him in the slightest. Women who marry men younger than them always carry this disgusting, obnoxious sense of superiority, and you're no different.
Well, at least you finally stopped pretending you despise me for anything I actually did. Unless loving your son is now suddenly a sin? I've known you hated my guts since the moment we first met, but this is even more than I could have imagined. Don't you hear how evil you sound?
I try to be subtle and give hints over the past decade, but since you're clearly too thick-headed to understand, I've had to opt for a different approach. The time for diplomacy has ended, and the gloves are solidly off, you cradle robber.
Huh? I am 3 years older than him. That's a bit of a stretch, even for you. All right, fine. There's no bargaining with you. I'll quit trying to come home. That's what you want, right?
That's more like it. I'd stick to your word if I were you. I think you'll find your welcome less than warm if you decide to show up.
I hear you loud and clear at this point. Don't worry.
Good. Finally, I can rid Isaac of the leech that's been clamped to his skin, draining his life force with every whim and worry-free purchase made on his dollar. Now, do me a favor and be gone from my sight permanently. Back to your rotten tricks, So much for keeping your word and understanding my wrath. And don't even think about denying it. This has you written all over it.
What has me written all over it? Sorry, I'm not sure I'm following.
My grandchildren aren't home and it's the middle of the day. That's very slick of you, picking them up from school and luring them away from their own family, you sick, sick woman. You will return them to me at once.
I didn't do anything, and even if I did, I would be picking them up as their mother, not some stranger danger character, you freakish old woman. Besides, if anyone picked them up, it was Isaac, who does that every day, of his own volition. In fact, Maybe he did what he always does and brought them back to their mother like they want.
Are you out of your mind?
Are you? I'd imagine you'd have to be to separate children from their mother who did them no harm. I would describe someone who wants to split a loving husband and wife apart as pretty out of her mind, personally.
Enough. Start explaining yourself now. What did you do to coerce Isaac into handing them over to you, huh?
Nothing, really. He's a free-thinking and acting man, and all that happened is that we decided to see each other. We're considering a divorce because of your actions.
Well, that sounds sensible enough. Still, I would have liked if you had gotten divorced much sooner.
Well, that's your favorite opinion, isn't it? On the other hand, Isaac seems really torn up about it, and he really only wants us to separate if it's absolutely necessary. And by the way, when I asked him about the things you said he told you, he called it a gross exaggeration of the truth.
All right, I played things up a bit, so what? Since when is being dramatic a crime? They give out awards for that sort of thing, I'll have you know. More importantly, if your little domestic snafu has been solved, it's time for you to give me back my grandchildren, you witch. Those poor babies, the two of them must be miserable without their lovely grandmother at their side.
I wouldn't be too worried about them if I were you. Not to rain on your parade, but when I saw them now for the first time in a week, and I asked them if they were okay, they only had bad things to say about you.
Enough! I won't fall for this sort of mind game so easily.
There's no mind game, honest. They just told me plainly, in the way only little kids their age can, that they hated their grandma. It's just heartbreaking to hear, isn't it? According to them, they never wanted to see you again, even if it meant we had to find a new home and a new school.
That's impossible. My own flesh and blood would never. What have you done? You brainwashed them too, haven't you? You haven't done anything to deserve their love. You're just a lazy, money-grabbing mosquito of a woman in more ways than one.
Right. And just to be clear, whose money am I grubbing on exactly?
What ridiculous thing to ask. You're leeching off my son's salary, of course.
Right, your son, my husband, who is not making any money at the moment. Is that who I'm leeching money off?
Not making any... What?
Isaac's been a stay-at-home dad for a while now, Rose. You didn't know that? I thought he told you anything and everything.
What kind of drivel are you spouting this time? There's no way that's true. My son is nothing short of an elite. The boy was a valedictorian on the dean's list and worked his way up to the top of the corporate ladder. He'd never do something so soft.
Well, your elite son packed up his office 3 years ago, after the children were born.
That makes 0 sense at all. That would make it an incomeless household. You quit work as soon as you got hitched to him, didn't you?
I did quit the job I had, that part is true, but I kept on working freelance, and I've been doing so ever since. Do you not remember me mentioning that at the wedding?
I thought freelance was just one of those words your generation uses when they mean they're broke.
You've got some learning to do, I guess. I'm an interior designer with a good reputation and circle of people, a well-polished portfolio, and an attractive website. I really don't need an office job. I've explained this to you dozens of times by this point, but I guess it never stuck with you, did it?
Oh, phooey! Nobody cares that much about work you can do from home, let alone on the internet. I'm sure you've just been gorging yourself on whatever extravagant severance package they gave Isaac, and you're just patting yourself on the back here.
If that's what you want to believe, then go right ahead. It's a free country, after all. Whether or not you want to believe me when I say he didn't get any severance pay when he left is similarly up to you.
No severance pay? Explain, now.
Sure, although it's hardly mind-blowing. Like you said, Isaac was at the top of his company, and he's interested in going back to work when the kids are a little less of a handful. Of course, the others recognized his value and want him back, too, so not giving him severance is more like insurance that he'll come back. Meanwhile, I've been getting more and more work steadily, especially with Isaac fully committed to things like picking the kids up and housework. In other words, we can live comfortably just on my paycheck, and Isaac is very satisfied with me being the breadwinner.
I feel like I'm in some kind of parallel universe.
Yeah, or maybe the world has moved on from your backwards idea of how starting a family works. Why should Isaac be expected to do all the work and I be expected to do all the keeping of the house? If anything, you should be relieved that the two of us are as comfortable and secure in our respective masculinity and femininity, not repulsed. That's the only reason anyone ascribes to these gender roles, to validate this fear people like their backwards parents impose on them.
Oh, save it for whatever college you got your liberal arts degree from, Jenny. Besides, your story is a sham and I can prove it. If Isaac quit his job years ago like you say, how come I haven't heard anything about it until now,
Right, and you feel like Isaac would be comfortable telling you he wanted to be a house husband full-time? Is that so? Can you honestly say you wouldn't look down on your son if he told you the truth? I'd love to be proven wrong here.
My own son lied to me?
He had to keep up quite the extensive facade to make sure you were happy, and it's been quite draining for the both of us. If you want to know why divorce is on the table for us, it's because we're not sure if we can bear to do this anymore. The kids are young now, but if they grow up thinking that we're some kind of shapeshifters who exist to please you, the whole point of parenthood is to try to make sure your kids come out better than you. But if you had your way, I'd be raising my children to be monsters.
He took them away to save them from me then? Fine. You're too good to let the kids see me, but why would Isaac quit his job? Even if you could support him, why would he want to leave the top of the ladder?
Being at the top of the ladder is exactly why he left in the first place. What are you supposed to do with yourself when you spend your whole life climbing only to find there's no more rungs to grab one day? Can you blame him for wanting a break from that kind of intense, fast-paced life?
He quit an executive position over something so trivial.
I felt the same when he first told me he was leaving, but hey, it's a matter of pride. If he was pushed to work even more, it might just break him. Besides, he wants to go back someday. He's just been trying not to burn out and spending his energy on being there for the kids. Which, is the whole reason the two of us want to work in the first place.
That foolish, no-good son of mine. Why didn't he just get a different job, huh? What an idiot!
I think you're missing the point, Rose, but whatever.
At this point, I'm afraid to ask, but just how much money are you making to support my oaf of a son, anyway?
Yearly? I'd say in the ballpark of $300,000.
Am I reading that right?
Yeah, I work for pretty important clients, and they're willing to shell out lots of money for huge, elaborate design work. That's pretty much what I've been alluding to this whole time, yeah.
But if you get divorced, how will he support himself? How will he support me?
I dunno, and frankly, I don't really care. I'm only really interested in providing for my family,
But I'm your family. You can't take me away from my grandchildren. That's unthinkable.
Is it any worse than you raising my children in my house? Keeping them away from me? Who's to say, right? As far as us being family goes, well, Isaac signed those divorce papers while you were blustering about him being a fool. The ink's just about to dry, so I ought to take this down to the courthouse soon. I guess that makes us less like family and more like strangers at this point, right?
What? You actually went through with it?
That's right, with heavy hearts.
Well, when is he coming home then?
Back to that house? He said he didn't have any interest in being anywhere you are. After all, you did just destroy what was a happy marriage. What kind of sick woman tries to take her son away from his own children and then expects him to take care of her? He's a gentle soul, it's true, but you've awakened a deep, biting hatred inside of him after what you've done.
And all because I wanted to make sure he was okay? So what if I told a few lies? It was to protect him. Where's he going to go from here on out anyways?
Isaac and I are on good terms, and of course he wants to see the kids and be a part of their life, but he's not ready to go back to the office yet. A friend of his owns a mechanic shop downtown, and since he likes fixing the car and that sort of thing, he's going to work there for a while. It'll be a nice change of pace for him, having a job where everyone isn't at each other's throats.
That's ridiculous. He's not some dirty, oil-stained mechanic type. He's never told me he had any interest in that sort of work. That's beneath a man of his caliber.
Again, just because he didn't tell you, it doesn't mean it's not true. Maybe he didn't want to be humiliated by his own mother who's put him through so much torment.
I don't believe this. How could that little brat stab me in the back like this, time after time? Marry a wretched woman like yourself, fancying himself some kind of moronic, effeminate husband, and now this? This? Tell him to answer his phone and apologize to me now.
Sorry, he already left, and besides, I don't think he wants to talk to you because he knew this is exactly how you treat him. Besides, what he wants to do is his business, not mine. I love him, and if this is what he needs to feel happy, to feel like he's not under your thumb, he deserves that.
So what am I supposed to do now? Just live in this big empty place by myself? What am I going to do for money?
Oh, wow, yeah, I almost forgot. Thanks for reminding me.
Reminding you? Does this mean you're going to support me?
Oh, you're good for a laugh, I can give you that much. But no, not in your wildest dreams are you going to see a shred of financial support from me.
All right, then. Spit it out.
That place isn't really fit to be lived in as of today. I mean, it's in pristine condition right now, but it's technically condemned.
And let me guess, you own this place, don't you? So you want to kick me out?
Well, I do own it, but even if it was Isaac's, I wouldn't recommend staying very long. The place is about to be demolished after all, so I'd say you should keep your visit very, very brief at this point.
Demolished?
Yeah, someone in the neighborhood wanted to buy up the land the house is on as part of some elaborate hotel construction job. We were planning to stay there at least until the kids were a little older, so I was on the fence up until now. Thanks to you forcing us all out of the house with that rancid personality of yours, I was able to sell the land off guilt-free.
You sold the house?
Mm-hmm. A money-grubbing mosquito woman like me has to make money somehow, right? Plus, with the construction plan and the prime real estate, I was able to get some serious buck for all the bang they're going to do.
But I already ended my lease with my apartment when I came up with my plan to usurp you.
And what a usurping it was. You better get a move on, though, otherwise you're going to be homeless or blown to bits soon enough. Still, all the other unnecessary stuff in that house is being discarded or exploded anyway, so why not join in on the fun?
Unnecessary? Who's unnecessary? How can you say such awful things to an old woman like myself?
Whoops! Slip of the tongue, I guess. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say to you. Do me a favor and keep yourself in one piece, okay? Or don't. I'm not interested in keeping tabs on you anyways. I'll be excusing myself from the conversation and your life now.
Hang on. Hang on! This isn't right. We're not done here in the slightest. You can't take me away from my son. You can't keep me from seeing my darling grandchildren.
I didn't do anything. You were the one who pushed everyone away, and now it's time for you to live with that.
Wait, I didn't want to hurt anyone, I promise. I'll take it back. I'll change my ways. Just come back here so we can be a real family together. I'll do whatever it takes. I won't ever see Isaac either, if that's what you want. Just please. Please don't take the kids.
Isaac and I separated quite peacefully and fully intent on staying involved with each other, just not legally. It was clear we just needed our own time and space to process what Rose had put us through, and I was happily willing to forego tradition to do that. As far as Isaac goes, the guy's positively filthy whenever I come see him at work, covered in dark smudges of grease and oil. Beneath that exterior, though, he smiles bigger and brighter now than he ever did in a suit and tie. And for the man I love, that's all I could ever ask for. The kids were confused as to why their parents weren't together, but when they saw how glad he was to see them when I took them to his shop, I think they got it. They hadn't endured the watchful gaze of Rose nearly as long as he had, but even at their young age, those two could value the feeling of being free from her. Their upbringing might be unorthodox, but my hope is that if we find our own joy, we can spare them from being burdened with the sorrow we impose on them. More than the fact that she left me deserted on the road, more than the fact that she took the kids and my husband away from me, that was Rose's biggest sin in my opinion. No matter how hard Isaac worked, how hard he pushed himself to make her happy and proud, it was clear she was greedy enough to always want more out of him. Speaking of her, I heard she stayed in that house, paralyzed with fear, until the construction company called the cops on her and had her arrested as a squatter. The last I heard of her, she showed up at my parents' house of all places, begging for help from them after she'd been buried in debt. Ironic, given she tried to shame me for asking them for help after she abandoned me, but whatever. As you can imagine, they said no, and she vanished after that. Good riddance, I'd say. Thanks for watching. Please give this video a like and subscribe to see more videos like it soon.
Janet, I heard from Toby just now that you're a divorcee. Is that true? Hi, Cindy. Yes, I am. Well, I can't believe I only found out today. This is absurd. Why didn't I know about this prior to your engagement to my son? I wouldn't have allowed you to marry him otherwise. I thought Toby told you about it. I'm sorry to hear that you only found out just now, Cindy. This is humiliating! I'm sorry? My son can't be married to a divorcee. It's already unheard of for a man in my family to be married to an older woman, but a divorcee! What else are you hiding from me, Janet? You better spill all of your secrets now before this goes south. I don't think there's anything else. And besides, I wasn't exactly hiding anything. I'm honestly an open book. I really thought you knew about that. What happened to you then? What was the reason for the divorce? He filed it against you, didn't he? I bet he got so sick of you because you're just an old, shriveling, useless woman. Oh, I bet he did. No, that wasn't it. In fact, it wasn't anything like that, actually. Liar! Stop lying! I know you're good at telling fibs. You're probably lying right through your teeth. Just like how you lied about not being a divorcee to me and my son. But I told you that I thought you knew. And Toby was well aware of it as well. He knew about it even before we started dating. Then I can't believe how generous he was to pick up secondhand trash like you and then marry you. You should be grateful to him. I am, but wait, maybe I should tell you why I'm no longer with my ex-husband. No, that's enough from you. Don't interrupt me. Don't speak unless you've been spoken to. I won't have it. Wait, let me explain, though. No! Shut up! Janet, I'm very disappointed in you and very upset about the situation. Poor Toby. He's stuck with a 42-year-old woman who can't give him any children. Oh, gosh, he loves children. He adores them. Wait, who said I can't get pregnant? Of course you can't. Look at you. You're too old to carry a baby, let alone take care of one. Or God forbid a few. He's always wanted to be a father. He would have been a wonderful one as well. Oh gosh, this is my worst nightmare. I can still get pregnant, Cindy, and there are plenty of women over 40 who do. No! That's too late! What were you doing in your 20s and let alone your 30s? You must have been so unpopular with the men that no one wanted you until your ex-husband. And even he divorced you. Oh gosh. Why did my son have to get married to a useless idiot like you? Cindy, please. That's a hurtful thing to say. Toby and I have talked about this, and we choose not to have a baby at the moment. It's our choice. We decided on it together. My work is keeping me busy, and I'm working towards getting a promotion. Once I get it, we think it might be the right time to try. Toby doesn't mind that either. Ridiculous! I know you don't have an important role. You're at home all the time. I wouldn't be surprised if another secret you were hiding was the fact that you're unemployed and lazing around at the house. And living off of my son's income. No, that's absolutely not true. I work remotely from home. Remotely? You're at home all the time! What do you mean remotely? You think you can fool me by using terminologies like that? No, it's a thing. Ever since COVID hit, a lot of companies have adopted a new work style. Working at home instead of the office is quite common now. And that's called working remotely, as in from home. Or simply work from home. No! That's unheard of! People go out to make money. Out in the business world and not at home. Yes, but when the virus spread, we didn't have much choice, did we? And working from home helped to curb the spread of infection. And now, since it worked out so well with employees and employers, they've officially adopted it as a way of doing things at a lot of offices. Just shut up! All I care is that my son has the perfect wife who can bear him a child or two. I don't need you to tell me more lies and made-up stories. It's embarrassing as it is already, with my neighbors and friends asking me when my son's going to have children. Do you know how torturous it is to have to explain to them that you're infertile? What? But that's a total lie! Why would you say something like that? You can just say that we don't have children yet and leave it at that. You're telling me that I'm lying, but you're the one lying straight through your teeth, Cindy. I don't care. You can't give me a baby at your age anyway. You might just as well be infertile. Cindy! I think it's time for you to get a divorce, Janet. That seems to be the only fair solution here. How is that fair in any way? And I'm not about to divorce Toby. Our marriage is great, thank you very much. Well, that's what you might think, but I certainly don't like you. In fact, I loathe you for marrying my one and only son. He deserves better. Well, it's a good thing that I'm not married to you then, isn't it? How dare you! Either way, I'm not going to get divorced. That's crazy. Let me just also say that I think your way of thinking is obsolete. The generation that you grew up in and the one I grew up in are totally different. It's become the norm for more women to be at the workplace and even breadwinners of the family. There are more stay-at-home dads and women delay getting pregnant a lot. It's a lot more common than you think. And don't you think that it's better to plan things out for the baby? I mean, financially? Toby and I just want to be in a financially stable place and with my promotion before we try to think of growing our family. Excuse me? You think that my way of thinking is obsolete? Are you calling me old now? You need to shut your pie hole. That's really not what I meant, Cindy. I've had enough of you, Janet. I really have. Well, I know that other people have had enough of you too, Cindy. And that's a fact. And what's that supposed to mean? The nursing home has been calling me several times to talk about your misbehaviors. Do you have any idea what that could be about? Or are you ignorant towards the trouble that you cause other people, just like you are with me? I am not a nuisance. I don't know what you're talking about. Apparently, you swindled an 85-year-old man. Peter, was it? You wooed him into buying you that expensive bag from Louis Vuitton. I heard that he complained about having lost $10,000 for that bag that you forced him to buy. I knew you were always greedy, but to deceive an elderly man like him for your own materialistic needs? That's just pathetic of you, Cindy. No! You've got it all wrong, and so have they. He's loaded with cash and a lot of it to spare. He just loves buying me things to make me happy. It's almost like a hobby for him. I don't know why they'd want to talk to you about a generous gesture like that. Everyone's crazy around here. I'm telling you, they're all ganging up and trying to get me. Including you. Oh, really now? And for what? What do we get out of all this? From what I've heard, it's you who's the troublemaker here. I am not. I also heard that you didn't like the meals they cooked for you, so you ordered food deliveries to the home. You do realize that there are certain rules that you have to follow, right? And ordering food deliveries is not allowed. Well, we all have to eat, don't we? How do you expect me to eat something that tastes like cardboard? You haven't had a taste of it. That's why you don't know. It's easy for you to say now, but once you've tried it, you'll know. And then I heard that you made the other elderly people there pay for you, too. They were complaining for the bills that they never knew about. You must be talking about Emma. Listen, she loves being generous, too. A lot of generous people in my nursing home, don't you think? Anyway, she's fine with it. Ask her yourself. No, I don't think so. I'm getting these phone calls from them because they're all complaining. I also heard that you've been trying to sell them these tea bags that help with constipation or something. Oh, that, yes. And it works wonders. I've had great feedback and it's helping a lot of people out. What's there to complain about there? Selling boxes of 10 tea bags for $15? Don't you think that's expensive? Well, the price is easily justified. I should be charging them more. I don't think so. We all know that they're normal tea bags and nothing special. We found the same ones online for less than half that price. Well, that's what you know. None of those stupid old people there know that, do they now? God, Cindy. I need you to stop causing problems at the nursing home. You can't do this to people around you who only want to take care of you. Huh. That's rich coming from you. You're ruining my life just like the others. This is my life and I'll do whatever I want with it. This is all none of your business anyway. Stop telling me what to do. You're worth nothing and you need to stay out of our lives and leave us alone. Well, in fact, it is my business, okay? You need to be on your best behavior at your nursing home and let everyone take care of you. You need to calm down and be a bit more conforming with the rest of the residents there, okay? I told you! You don't tell me what to do! They're one of the best nursing homes in this city. If not, they're the best. It comes at a hefty price too, but we made you go there because you deserve the best. So please don't do anything to jeopardize that. Janet, I'm asking you kindly now. On behalf of Toby, too. You're so obnoxious. You think you've done something great here, don't you? Listen, I didn't even need to go into a nursing home. Look at me. I'm still young and physically capable to do everything I need to do. Not according to your son and the caretakers there, Cindy. You've got to stop being delusional sometimes. Delusional? There you go again. You're just making fun of me because you think I'm old. No, it's really not that, Cindy. Please listen to me and Toby for once. No. Anyway, you still remember that the memorial service for my husband is next week, right? You haven't forgotten about that, have you? No, of course not. It's at 2 p.m. next Sunday. It's at our house, so how could I forget? Good. All of my relatives and friends are expecting you to give us a nice spread. So you'd better not let us down. Yes, I know. Everything is going well so far. You don't need to worry about that. Good. Oh, one important thing I need to ask you to do. You need to charge all of the guests $100 each and make sure to collect the money before they go inside your house. Okay? What? Why? It's a memorial service, not a concert. That's even more expensive than a concert anyway. I need to take a break from this horrible nursing home, okay? I could do with a short trip, and I need money for that, don't I? No! I can't ask money from people who are only coming to give their respects to your late husband. Hello? Cindy! OMG. Cindy! You can't just leave mid-conversation! Oh, boy. Hey there. My name is Janet, and I'm 42 years old. I married Cindy's son Toby about 5 months ago. He's 5 years younger than me, and the age difference has always been a concern for Cindy. I'm a divorcee, and I used to be married to the CEO of a small IT firm. He was 10 years older than me, but he passed away 4 years ago. From lung cancer. So yes, that would make me a widow. I wanted to explain that to my mother-in-law, but as you saw, she just shut me up and wouldn't let me get in a word out. When my ex-husband passed away, I never thought I'd ever get married again. I could never find a love like that with anyone else. Or so I thought. It took me by a huge surprise when I met Toby. We just fell in love instantly. He's a wonderful man, and despite being so much younger than me, he's very mature. I even told him that we shouldn't get married for his sake. I told him that he deserves to be with a younger woman, more suited for him, but he insisted on us getting married. So I gave in and we got married. And despite the strong objections from Cindy, I still believe it was the best decision I've ever made. I love being married to him, and I can say it with confidence that I'm sure he does too. The only problem is Cindy, who has never taken a liking towards me. No matter how much I try to please her, she just won't accept me. Toby is often away on business trips, and so he can't really help much with the issue between me and his mom. So I have to always deal with it by myself usually. Like this, over text because she refuses to talk to me or see me in person. Anyway, you'll soon see that something unexpected and terrible happens to her. But for me, I'd say she got what she deserved. You'll see why. Janet, I'm about to park outside your house. I'll be coming to your front door any minute now. So have the door open for me so that I don't have to wait around outside, okay? Cindy, hi. The memorial service is at 2 p.m., right? Yes, well, my previous appointment ended early, so I thought I'd get here before everyone else arrives. Is there a problem? Well, yes. I'm not at home right now. What? I thought you'd be home. I'm sorry, but I didn't know that you were going to come here early, so I didn't prepare anything. Do you think you can come back later? Well, what are you doing out and about anyway? Just because Toby is away on business, that doesn't mean you're free to shop around or whatever it is that you seem to be doing. I'm just getting some more food and drinks just in case, for the service. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. You're having an affair, aren't you? What? No! Why would I do that? You've got desperate written all over you. That's why. What? Why would you say that to me? Anyway, fine. I'll let myself in with the spare keys. You have spare keys to our house? Of course I do. I made it the other week. Does Toby know about this? Where's the original key? Did you take my keys without me knowing? How did you do that? That's for me to know and for you to find out, Janet. Can you please return the spare keys, please? Is this even legal? This is my son's house and I'm his mother. What makes you think having access to his house is illegal? Well, copying someone's house keys without them knowing, surely that's illegal, isn't it? And more importantly, it's an invasion of privacy, Cindy. You can't just come inside our house whenever you want. So please give those back to us. You need to give them back, Cindy. I'll do whatever I want with them, thank you very much. Now, oh look, some of our relatives have arrived. What? Already? Yeah. Oh, they came right on time. I made sure that it said 2 p.m. on the invites. I told them to meet me earlier because I had an important announcement to make. What kind of announcement? You'll find out later. Also, I've ordered Mexican food delivery, so make sure you get the bill for that too, all right? What? But I've already ordered food, and I even just went to buy more food and drinks for us. Like I said. Well then, more food and drinks for us is always a good idea, isn't it? OMG. You could have discussed this with me beforehand. Why is it that you always just do as you please whenever it suits you? My God. Now I know how the care workers must feel dealing with someone as selfish as you. Excuse me! Just because you're jealous that I'm taking over your role, it doesn't mean you can be rude to me. Jealous of what? Organizing the memorial service? I don't think so. Well, none of this matters now. I'm going to tell everyone about who you really are today. I'll expose you. You dirty, filthy, half-witted slut. What do you mean by that? I'll air your dirty laundry to everyone we know. Just watch me. Is that what you meant by an announcement? What did I ever do to you to deserve this kind of treatment? What the heck are you planning to do? Expose your dirty laundry, just like I said. I have something right here with me, you see. The flimsiest, tackiest looking underwear that only prostitutes would wear. What? Okay. And is that supposed to mean anything to me? Well, these are yours, aren't they? Red made out of lacy material. From somewhere called Vicky's Secret. You took my underwear from my drawers? You sneaked into our bedroom? I told you I had the spare keys, didn't I? You can't do that, Cindy. OMG, this is breaking and entering. Oh, stop being so dramatic. Who else would wear something as embarrassing as this? You're such a slut, Janet. And they're all going to find out today. They all think you're a boring 40-something-year-old woman with nothing to hide. But I'll let everyone know the desperate, shameful slut that you are. OMG. Don't you dare do that to me, Cindy. I don't care if you're my mother-in-law or my real mother for that matter. I'm not going to let you spread false rumors about me and let you try and oust me like that. Over my dead body. Are you listening to me, Cindy? Cindy? OMG, you evil cow! Oh, they all despise you now. They're all going to look down on you. My plan worked like magic. Now you can't stay married to my Toby now, can you? Are you ready to divorce him yet? So that's what all this was about. You're doing all of this to get rid of me and make me divorce Toby. Well, you know what? The more you try, you're only making this worse. Because now all I want to do is cling on to Toby no matter what. Just to get back at you for what you did to me. No! You better divorce Toby or I'll make sure you will. No matter what. You really want me to divorce Toby that badly? That's all I ever wished for. I have another sweet girl who I'm planning on introducing to Toby. She's a much better fit than you would ever be for him. All I need you to do is get that divorce and she can be my sweet daughter-in-law that I've always wished for. Fine, Cindy. You really want to get rid of me that badly, huh? Fine. You can have your way. As long as you're okay for me to stop paying the nursing home $2,500 every month and have you kicked out. That's fine with me then. What? Just like I said. What did you just say to me? If you hadn't noticed, I'm the one who pays for the nursing home, all so that you can stay there. In other words, I'm the reason why you still have a roof over your head. No, that's nonsense. Toby pays for that. Ask him. He doesn't earn enough to be able to afford that kind of nursing home. But I can, and that's why I do. I pay for you so that you can live comfortably. But now that you want me out, that's fine. Where the heck do you get that kind of money from? Are you selling yourself for dirty money? Well, that would explain that underwear I found earlier. You're such a disgrace to the family, I tell you. No! I invest! I invest on the side, so that's where my money comes from. Dividends, gains on sale for long-term assets and all of that. Let me guess. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Well, I got the part that you invest money for something. Sure. You can think of it like that. Plus, my late husband left me some money too before he passed away. What? Yes, you thought my ex-husband divorced me, but there's more to it than that. You just never gave me the chance to explain the situation. Okay, well, here's your chance. Go on, then. Explain yourself. He died of lung cancer and put me in his will. And I'm using a portion of that money on you. But I totally regret it all now. I should have never spent a dime on you. You don't deserve it, and you won't get anything from me as of this point onwards. No. That can't be right. Do you really pay for me? Yes. Ask Toby if you don't believe me. But I thought it was Toby all this time. Doesn't he earn enough? Is he having financial trouble? No, but working as a factory manager isn't the most lucrative job, as you know. Oh dear. But he's the manager, so I thought he was rich. I'm actually paying for most of the things we need at home, too. What? Yeah, our mortgage and utility bills. I don't care about money. As long as I know I'm spending it on the right places, that's all that matters to me. And I know talking about it can hurt Toby's ego sometimes, so I don't talk much about it. But seeing as you want me out so much, I thought you should know about this. Right, okay, well, Janet, you should have told me earlier, dear. What? Did you just call me dear? Well, you see, had I known this before, this would have gone down a different path. Meaning what, exactly? Well, I suppose there's no need for you to get a divorce now, is there? And why not? Oh, because you see, I just remembered that I'm really forgetful these days. I forget the things I've said, and you know it's an old person problem. You mean you're going senile? Senile? Oh, no. Nothing like that. I just forget things here and there, you see. Okay, so let's just say I've totally forgotten everything about any mention of a divorce. What divorce, right? Oh, that's funny. So you're just going to pretend that you never wanted me out? Is that what you're saying now? Sure. It was all a misunderstanding, dear. Well, I was never going to divorce Toby anyway. But I thought you needed to know the truth. And now look at the change of tone in you, Cindy. I'm disgusted by you. I don't even know what to say to you anymore. Okay, well, I apologize, dear. I'll be the bigger person here and hand you the olive branch, shall I? No, thanks. I think you should start worrying about your relationship with your beloved son, though. What do you mean? I just told him everything that happened, our conversation and what happened at the memorial service. He doesn't want to talk to you, and it sounded like he was really mad at you, Cindy. What? No! Why did you have to tell him? This is none of his business. He's my husband and you're his mother. Of course he has a right to know how terrible our relationship is. Oh, dear. I'm sorry, dear. You better be. Then, are we all right now? Would you say truce? I don't know, Cindy. You've done some things that are hard to forgive and forget. I'd need more time to process all of this. Oh, but please note that I am really sorry. You know, for calling you names and treating you like you weren't important. All right? Listen, that talk about the divorce meant nothing to me too, okay? I clearly wasn't in the right mind. There's no need for any kind of animosity between us, okay? Hello? Janet, are you there? Hello? Not long after this conversation, Cindy was officially evicted from the nursing home, so now she has temporary housing in an apartment nearby. She was evicted because her presence and behavior was endangering the safety of other residents. So I guess I didn't have to cut off the payments to pay for her monthly stay there. She did it all by herself instead. Toby is back on talking terms with her, but it seems like he's distanced himself from her. Apparently, since then, she seems to have really gotten senile. I heard she started mumbling and talking to herself more often about the most random, absurd things. I heard that one time, someone saw her roaming around the streets in her pajamas and slippers. So I think that eventually, we might need to put her into another nursing home. But for now, Toby and I take turns just to see how she's doing, and in terms of my relationship with her, let's just say we're cordial. I got my promotion now, and my work requires me to move to Paris. And Toby is happy to come with me for a fresh new start. I guess we'll find a good nursing home for Cindy before we leave the country, and let that be that. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like it and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next one.